I'm mad about my Falcons Panthers prediction from last week because this week they both did the opposite. Like Falcons had a good game and Panthers looked like trash. They
Well,
lost
that
to
just
the
goes
Pats,
that
dude.
brings us straight to the game to watch. 2 weeks in a row, game to watch by Tybo.
Too bad he had one good one. He had one real good one. I'm real proud of that. And then
What are
you
these
put up
teams
a
doing? Why are we
you.
why are we so up and down? Like, can I get some
This is the NFL.
consistency?
It's the NFL and bad teams. You're not going to get consistency out of the bad teams. What are we talking about?
There's a reason they're bad.
Who the hell is Drake May?
I
He
mean,
looks like a guy I should have started this week over Caleb Williams. That's for sure.
Your fault. I never said sit Drake May.
You said start Caleb Williams. I think you did say sit Drake May actually while you're doing the game to watch preview for
I'm
this.
pretty. I'm
You said the
pretty sure you
Panthers defense is
definitely
pretty
said.
good right
I'm
now.
pretty sure you definitely said that.
I was hoping you wouldn't catch that. You have seen through my illusion.
This game was bad, man. Bryce Young. You want to talk about consistency? It's a guy who
It was good for one
like
team.
found some consistency in like the final 5 games last year. We really thought he had the bounce back. We really thought he could get it together. All he needs is some more weapons. You bring in T Mac. He's got Chuba, who is a serviceable RB1. Offensive line never really got fixed up, but he still played fine behind them last year. What what's going wrong with the Pan? Is it coaching? Do they just? I mean, obviously they don't have like a ton of talent on that team outside of a couple of guys, but
They're just
even
happy that they
defensively they're
have
up
like a
and down.
social media famous football player, and like that's good enough for their franchise.
That's all they've ever wanted.
He
Social
talks
media.
fun, and he's popular on the internet. That's a
Who is
Super
this?
Bowl
I'm
win
am
for
I
the Carolina Panthers.
who is this? I may be missing something.
Xavier Legette,
Oh well, yeah, that's fair. But also he hasn't played in like 2 weeks,
he's still like social
and
media
he's
famous
and
compared
he's
to
been
most
really
others.
bad. He's been really bad.
Really, really
Dude, I
bad.
do whatever compilation through the first 2 weeks of him like catching the ball and like running backwards half the time, like I was like, what? He's not good at football. Why is he famous?
Uh, the Pats looked good in this game, but honestly, I don't know how good, right? Like the Panthers defense just laid a goose egg, and they had some like really good special teams plays that kind of carried it over. Defense looked pretty solid. Drake May had a fine fantasy game, but I don't know if he actually had like a good outing.
He had a pretty decent outing. I think he had what, 250 plus yards, 3 touchdowns, something like that. I mean, granted, it was a lot of special teams help from them, but I mean, the Patriots are in every single game they're playing in, it seems like this year. They're competing, they're
I mean,
getting
they were
close for
more than in
everything.
this game. I mean,
What their losses,
you could
man.
say
They're
that you
they're in their
might say
losses.
that they were out of this game.
Sorry,
They were
203
so
yards,
far out of this game that the
two
Panthers didn't
touchdowns,
know what to do.
three total touchdowns in this
The
game.
last the last two of my games to watch at least had like a one-sided lots of fantasy points for one team,
It
okay?
wasn't they weren't entirely boring, right? Like you had some
Yeah.
exciting plays in there. Just definitely not something to watch consistently.
Something that just pops on red zone over and over and over again for one team.
For one team.
That was kind of the start or how my game of the week started. I told you to watch Eagles Bucks. Really like the first half it was all Eagles. It wasn't a very good game. The Eagles started off by getting a nice 3-and-out from the Buccaneers. Block return punt, incredible way to start. Baker really couldn't do anything, but he wasn't getting a whole lot of help. Chris Godwin in his first game, back from like breaking his ankle, has 10 targets and only catches three of them. The only shining real light from the Bucs started to come in the second half when the Eagles were up by a lot. The Eagles did not throw the ball a single time in the second half. I don't know if you caught that, Tybo. That could have been part of your argument with Tommy in the group chat. They didn't throw a single pass in the second half. Old noodle arm Jalen
Zero
Hurts.
passing yards.
Yeah, maybe they threw a
That's a
pass. They had
wild
zero passing
conversation.
yards.
Like, do you do like? We don't need to have this conversation on air, but like, he's got me so fucked up.
He's a big Jalen Hurts and Trent Dilfer guy. Don't know why, but
Make it make sense.
make him. I don't know. Like it's not that Jalen Hurts is a bad quarterback. You take him over at least half of the league, right? And I guess if you're in control, you're trying to run the clock out. It makes sense. But the Bucs started to make a comeback, and what one score? They had a chance at the end of the game to tie it up to go into overtime.
Bad Baker interception in the end
A
zone.
bad Baker interception. It was tipped. That's something that the Bucs share with the Chiefs this year is the offensive line is really not helping in at the line of scrimmage. There's a lot of tip passes going on. Baker's getting flushed out of the pocket quite a bit. Again, the Eagles are a really good team. They've got a really solid front four. They can blitz really well. They covered very well. Emeka Egbuka really would not have had a very good game had he not had that one catch in double coverage for like what a 60-yard touchdown. It was an amazing play. Got very lucky with it. Baker got very lucky with that pass, but if that doesn't happen, Emeka Egbuka doesn't really have that good of a game. Um, Weird one overall. I don't know how the Eagles. You dominated. You had control. You didn't really have to do anything in the second half. But I don't know how the Eagles can really feel good about that one with the way that the Bucs were coming back in that second half. That can be, I think, a little bit more scary that your team is able to give that up going towards the end of the game than anything else.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to see that going towards the end of the game. But being in control the whole entire first half against the Bucs, who usually play them really, really well and hard,
Yes.
that's all you could ask for from them. I honestly thought the Bucs were going to come back. They should have came back and made this a much, much closer game, at least cover the spread in this. But that Eagles front D line, man, they just get after it. Their special teams is on one right now, getting blocks and blocks wherever they go. Then they do the fake tush push to Saquon. Come on, stop it.
I
Notice,
feel like the
Eagles.
Eagles
I,
team has to be way more easy to hate than us, but like teams still love to hate us. So
I don't know if you guys have noticed this. They've run the tush push only twice since week two when they played the Chiefs, and the NFL said they're going to tighten up on the penalty calls. That's very telling to me. That's very, very telling to me that you're lining up illegally. You know that you're running the play illegally. You know you're jumping or false starting before, and in order to just get around it, you're like, yeah, we're just not going to run it anymore. They've been stopped on third down. They have not gotten to like third and short or fourth and short in a really long time outside of like one or two. It was very consistent. Every drive it would happen three or four times, and now it's not happening as consistently. It's changed up their game plan. I think teams are going to be able to scheme around this better moving forward throughout the rest of the season. So watch it, be on the watch out for that. I'm not saying the Eagles are a bad team; they're still very good, but it's something to definitely be on the lookout for.
If the refs end up calling it, and then one of the next few times they run it,
I don't even think that. I think they're just changing up their scheme. I think their game plan is completely changing to try and go away from it because they know they're running it illegally.
they're gonna bring it back towards the end of the year. The refs are gonna call shit. Everybody's gonna forget about
Probably.
it.
NFL's rigged.
fuck the birds. My game of the week was a pretty damn good game. Colts Rams. Colts lose the game 20-27, and I say they lose the game because they made a couple of dumb mistakes that essentially handed the Rams the game. The biggest one, I know this wasn't like towards the end of the game, but the biggest one was Adonai Mitchell fumbling the ball through the back of the end zone. Like he wasn't. I don't know, dude. You can't do that. Like this wasn't like a celebration thing. Like he was like there was contact and he was trying to like readjust the ball and he loses it or whatever. But it's just unacceptable. You can't do that as an NFL wide receiver. It speaks to his inexperience and not just the fact that it's his second year in the league, but the Colts haven't really used him. Their wide receiver room is very cluttered. They have a lot of talent in there, and it's hard for everybody to get their fair share. And Adonai Mitchell just hasn't got a whole lot of touches. And when you get that opportunity and you fumble it through the end zone, you might not get very many more. So it sucks for a guy that's talented. So
Not only that, like he had another big screw up, and it was later in the game. I think he came in the fourth quarter. Jonathan Taylor had a 40 or 50, I think it was a 40-yard, 30 or 40-yard touchdown, and like unscathed, untouched through the line of
Great
scrimmage,
play. Great
just
play.
gets out there. Adonai Mitchell gets hit with a holding call, and it's brought back, and they don't score on that drive at all. So
yeah.
he had two big swings. That's 14 points that he's taken off the board just by fumbling, by trying to reach the ball across the goal line because he can't hang on to it when nobody's around you for 10 yards. And then he has the big holding call, I think,
I
on the
thought there was
opposite side of the field.
contact. I thought someone was like on his heels or whatever.
He had a breakaway. It was somebody. There was two guys about 20 yards out, and then when he was at the goal line, nobody was within 10 yards. He literally
Oh,
just
then
took the ball
I
and
was
tried to
looking at the
reach it
wrong
out
thing.
and fumbled it.
Mm.
I, it
But
doesn't make sense.
yeah, there was also a Colts player that was talking mad stuff before the game about like Rams fans or something like that. Cam Bynum, and then he gets burnt by Tutu Atwell on one of the Rams touchdowns.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that edit was a fun one to watch on social media this morning.
I
I
mean,
love Cam Bynum.
Matt Stafford also went scorched earth in this game as well. He
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 hit
is
everyone.
oh
Everyone
my.
was getting dotted up.
Puka had a
The Colt,
massive
Puka finally got
game.
a
That was
touchdown.
annoying to play against in fantasy.
love it. Puka has to be annoying to go against in fantasy, but hey, he's that like you. He has to be annoying to go against on the field. He's going to get 12 targets minimum a game. It's going to happen, and you can't stop him. That is a dominant wide receiver. And then
Fortunately,
you've also got Devontae Adams, and then you have Tutu Atwell just to back it up. Like, ouch.
First time he did anything all year for Tutu Atwell. He scores a touchdown. That goes ahead and brings me to my game of the week, the Bears versus the Raiders. This was very, very ugly football for quite a while. Caleb Williams, stardom, did not look good at all in the first half. He finally figured it out a little bit in the second half. But another stardom player here, Ashton Genty, had his breakout game. That was fantastic to see. He was running all over the Bears defense
trust
with
in the
no
stance,
surprise.
baby. Trust in the stance.
It finally came out. He got two reception touchdowns, so he's viable to go off at any moment from anywhere on the field. Love to see that. Ben Johnson is an absolute psychopath. Did you guys see his sideline interview about some lady asked
Oh
him to
yeah,
switch it up?
Yeah,
He's
I
just
it
did.
was.
staring.
Who put in the chat? If he had superpowers, dude would be Homelander.
Yeah.
That was me. He stared a hole through that lady, and I feel so bad for Ben Johnson. Dick, huh? Real asshole,
Ah,
just real dick.
ah,
Would
psychopath.
you would you rather him or Callahan
Ben Johnson all day.
in their reactions to like media questions?
Ben
Uh,
Johnson.
it, yeah, sure, Ben Johnson. I didn't see the clip of Callahan. I don't pay attention to really anything Titans in post game things. That one didn't come across my feed.
But this is classic new regime switching over for the Bears. Previous years, they would have lost this game. They somehow were able to claw a
Oh,
win out
100%.
against the Raiders. That you love to see that for a head coach who's a psycho like Ben.
It's also still disappointing the way they played that game. Like this is one of the worst defenses. They were 30 ranked 32nd in giving up long passes or defending long passes. And they really couldn't string together a long like get that in the game at all.
Well, Max Crosby was just causing so many problems for Caleb Williams all day, so there's not much you can do about that.
What's
Well, and how
new with
about his
that?
interception
What's
as
new?
well?
That was impressive.
That his interception, he had two tipped passes at the line in a row, two downs in a row, and the second one he gets the interception off of. Good for him. He is one of the best defensive ends in the league. Offensive lines actually are getting ate up by tip passes a lot this season. It's not just the Chiefs. I think it happens to us maybe a little bit more than the rest, but overall, like that is an offensive line issue. You're taught on the offensive line, if somebody is jumping, you do one of two things. You either just punch them right in the chest and knock them over, or like slam them because you've got a hold of them, or just cut them. They're in the middle of the air. Nobody else is touching them. Cut their legs. Don't let them do it again. How does this keep happening?
They're
People are
getting
getting
taught
jumped
different
over.
now.
Was
You
that
don't
typo?
want to dip too low on a cut if they're in midair. Like they could just like barrel roll over you.
I mean, that's
Full barrel
fine.
roll.
But their hands are going to be down. They ain't going to be tipping nothing.
Yeah.
Like that's the whole point, right? Of doing one of those two things is the only reason that they're able to block something is because their hands are up. If they do a barrel roll over me, like who cares?
I zoned out for a second. I thought like people were actually getting jumped over. You're talking about when he tipped the pass.
Yes, correct. Yeah.
I got you. I got you.
Zoning out in the middle of the show, dude. Like you didn't get here late from playing Destiny.
It's getting dark too. My lighting is suffering. I don't have very many lamps set up in the house.